Television has had its fair share of charismatic and powerful characters, but Logan Roy from the TV show Succession is in a league of his own. He is a cutthroat businessman that uses manipulation, influence, and power to get what he wants. Let's look at his communication style and see if we can pick up on any of the techniques and tips that he can use that we can also steal and use for ourselves to become more charismatic. When I first watched the TV show Succession, I really didn't know what to make of Logan Roy. Yes, he is very powerful, but there is something quite unlikable about him, and he kind of goes between this very ambiguous love me, hate me throughout the TV show. One thing I definitely picked up on is that when he wants to show he is powerful, he is his dominance, he speaks less and pauses more with silence. He kind of stares at you. He doesn't talk. Whereas when the other characters are being more bumbling buffoons, that weakens them. So he's all about the silence. But let's look at this speech where he's addressing his staff to really get up and go and see what techniques he uses. Let's take a look.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. 15% up year on year. Well, it's a shame we're up
Lots of
40
face
on
touching.
costs, but I guess it evens itself out in the end. I mean, does it?
He's kind of, touching a little bit there on the issue. We have 40, we're going to 15, but I guess it works itself out. We can tell this is just not genuine. He's kind of put on a bit of theatre, a little bit of a show to put it on for the staff. We'll see why in a second.
Is 15 equal to 40, pal?
Yeah, he kind of picks on the sort of unsuspecting employee there and asks a rhetorical question, which is a rhetorical technique that we talk about. Wow, how many times can you say rhetorical? He asks a question that he already knows the answer to. Is 40 equal to 15? No, it's not. That's obvious. He knows the answer. And he's kind of giving this sort of very gladiator performance where he's picking on one small, weak member in the audience so that the rest of the people can see this, witness this, and fear him, be intimidated by him because they don't not want the same treatment. Even the word pal, pal is sometimes used as a condescending word, like, all right, pal, when you're not your pal. So it's really interesting that he's choosing to use this form of communication as a leader, not one that I would recommend.
Is 15 equal to 40, pal?
There's that pal again, and raising his voice, trying to be really assertive here.
No.
No! Good!
Yeah, condescending and insincere compliments are never good. You can tell them a mile off. So if you're in the workplace and you want to, belittle or try to give really insincere compliments, it's not going to go down well.
Good head for numbers.
Good head for numbers.
All right. You're good folks. You're the best. Or you wouldn't be in here.
Yeah, I quite like this. This is when we start to go to a more sincere compliment. You're the best. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. That is powerful because the idea that puts in the audience mind is it's evidence. I am here. I'm in this room with you. Therefore, I am the best. And it gives people a bit of reassurance. It gives people a little bit of comfort because as he is known as this very cutthroat businessman, people will have fears, they'll have concerns. And obviously, things at the company are not going well. So this is him trying to inspire and motivate the team.
But you've got to knuckle down for me.
Yeah, it made it quite personal there, which I quite liked. Sometimes leaders fall into the trap of talking about the numbers or something bigger, like we need to hit this target by this quarter. That's not really a great motivator for staff members or even to try to influence someone because we do not connect and get motivated by numbers. Like, oh, we have to hit $15 million by the end of this quarter. That's not really a great motivator. But by saying doing this for me, I need you to dig deep for me, creates a connection, makes it emotional, and that is a charismatic technique.
Waystar, I can't say too much as yet, but I'm going to be spending a lot more time in here with you lot.
Nice little hand gestures pointing out, I'm going to be spending time in here with you a lot. And this communicates that with almost like an exclamation point. That's the important bit. I'm going to be in here with you.
Because I love it in here. I fucking love it!
Yeah, repetition of the word love it. That means he genuinely does. He could say, I really love it here, but the fact he repeated it is a rhetorical technique, a very charismatic technique. When we repeat something, that is important. When we repeat it, it stays in people's mind. That's the thing that he wants his people to take home. I love it. And it's even more impacted by raising his voice and putting the curse word before love it as well. You can see by his facial expression, he's almost animalistic, like gritting teeth, passion, anger, motivation. It's all those things are coming through. And then the celebration, everyone's excited. See the boss.
So, I don't want to know about 3% week on week.
Hand gestures, I don't want to know. The sort of dismissing hand gesture, the cutting out, I don't want to know. A very powerful hand gesture if we want to dismiss something, kind of that crossing of the hands. No more.
I want to know that we're killing the opposition. I want to be cutting their throats. Our rivals should be checking in up back of their chauffeured cars because they can't believe what we did.
Yeah, it's really taken a change. There's three techniques when we talk about rhetoric to persuade and influence someone. The first one is credibility. He will already have that because he is the CEO or the managing director of the company. The second one is logic. Logic's not a great persuader when we're talking to people just by itself because it's stats, it's facts, it's figures. But what he's using here, he's using language, very artistic language. He's trying to paint this idea of the hunter and the competition is the prey, which will inspire people on the hunt. People, I have this idea of, the salespeople that he's speaking to are like ravenous dogs that are foaming at the mouth, they're ready to attack, and that's what he wants to do to the competition.
So fucking spicy. So true. Something everyone knows, but nobody says. Because they're too fucking lily-livered.
Yeah, they're even the sort of cuss words and even using the word lily-livered. It's quite a funny, goofy word for somebody who's quite serious. Lily-livered being kind of lacking courage, but he could just say they're pathetic, they're embarrassing, it's a very crafted, very well chosen word. And I think that's important when you're giving a speech. Really think about the words you want to use so that they have the best impact.
Huh? They cannot believe.
You saw there the hands grasping the hands. Once again, he's used more hand gestures than what I would expect them because throughout the show he is quite usually sitting down, he's usually quite calm and collected. But here, the grabbing of the hands makes it really feel like a powerful thing. You want it. You want it so much you're grabbing it with your hands, holding it.
What we said and the fact that we fucking said it.
Yeah, lots of fist pumps, lots of fist pumps.
They're fucking jam smears on the highway. Now, right. anyone who believes that I'm getting out, please shove the bunting up your ass.
Really funny. Bunting kind of relating to the fact that when you leave a company, there might be a sort of celebration. There might be like a banner that says "Wish you well," and he's talking about that. But once again, it's a metaphor. Saying something is like something. Another rhetorical technique that he's using to paint this picture of ridiculousness. It's ridiculous. I'm staying so much that if you were planning to get rid of me, you can shove it.
This is not the end. I'm going to build something better. Something faster, lighter, meaner, wilder.
Another rhetorical technique he uses to show charisma is listing. He could have just said, I'm going to build something better. But he didn't. Better, faster, stronger, greater. Using that listing elements to just show how the magnitude of how brilliant this next thing going to be. I really enjoyed breaking down Logan Roy's speech there. He is this very cutthroat, aggressive businessman, and that comes through when he's speaking to people. Is it charisma? That's an interesting debate. It's definitely trying to assert dominance, be assertive, and there was a handful of techniques that I would describe as charismatic. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think it was charismatic? And if so, what other people would you like me to analyze next? Leave a comment down below. My name's been Sebastian, and this is The Art of Charisma.